Hello Sagittarius. Great to have you here. My name is Shauna. Today's reading is a general love forecast. As always, take the messages that resonate and release anything that doesn't. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay connected with upcoming readings. Let's see what's headed your way, Sagittarius. I tried doing your reading first. Okay, and there was definitely a dissonance. And honestly, I really did try. I tried to start with you and then, try to go with Scorpio and then try to go backwards with Capricorn. It just, I couldn't do it. It didn't work out that way. So I apologize once again. And it's a good way to round out the year, right? Celebrating your birthday. So I'm really, I'm hopeful that the cards, I got a really beautiful imagery for you. So first of all, I see like two little kids playing. And one is playing with like a train set. It's like a wooden train set. It's like from the 1950s, okay? Not a lot of plastic, just a wooden train set. And it's like a baby boy, like a toddler. And then next to that kid is an older, slightly older kid, 4 or 5 years old, playing with a doll. I can't tell if it's a girl or a boy, but it looks like a doll or an action figure. So playing with some type of a doll. It could even be a stuffed animal. But you have these two kids playing, and there's this angel. It's in a white dress, and it's handing out an envelope. So when I got this, I just feel almost like this sense of maternal, paternal pride, okay? It's like you're watching over these kids. You are very hopeful of the types of people or adults they're going to grow into. And there's this moment of just tranquility and peace as you're watching over, it seems like watching over your creation and beaming with pride and beaming with contentment. So that's what I feel. And then, the angel handing out this envelope. It's a white envelope. So I feel like there's going to be some type of communication and especially an invitation coming through for you guys. You might be invited to go to a theater, a play, a performance, or some type of something like to do some sightseeing is what I'm sensing. So it's something that is very momentous. It's something you haven't seen before. And I feel like there might be a crowd of people as well. And whenever I think of the magician, I always think about, like the magic act, okay? So it could be like something on stage, watching a performance, watching a play, watching some type of a major spectacle with a large crowd of people. And I feel like it's going to be phenomenal, okay? So I feel like that's what's coming through for many of you. And the message as well, envelopes letter deals with communication messages. What I feel though is there's definitely an earth sign here, a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. We have here the King of Pentacles. And you see this stork and that little bell looking thing. It's like those bells that you get at hotel rooms or when you're in the lobby and there's no lobby attendant and you ring the bell and then the lobby attendant comes. So this indicates to me hotels, reservations, things like that. So you might be taking a trip, staying overnight. But I do feel communication coming through heavily from this earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is somebody that is like, making their presence known. And they're going to be literally just ringing the bell. So phone calls, text messages, communication coming through heavily with this person. And I almost feel like it's something you didn't expect. It's something you it sits in your inbox or it sits on your text messages or it sits in your DM and you're like very, very cautious about how you respond. And I feel like the communication is coming in very fast. See that horse charging towards that woman? And she's like holding very, very, very still. Okay, she's like, it's almost like I'm sensing communication from somebody that you didn't expect. And so it caught you off guard, or it's going to make you feel like, oh my gosh, what do I do with this? It's something that can be really good, but you want to, I almost feel like it's so unexpected, or it's somebody that you didn't anticipate hearing from. And as a result of it, you just, for that split 5 second, or for that split second, you just don't know what you should do. I see many of you fixing your hair. So you're just like, oh no, I don't know what to do with my hands. And you're like fixing your hair. You're just like, I don't know what to do. And then I see this person, it's an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. They're traditionally very slow to move, very deliberate, and very slow to act. But for whatever reason, I feel like this is a person coming in very fast, okay? There is definitely some type of a romantic ambiance associated with it. You see the waves in the background, or foreground, actually, foreground. The waves signal to me there's definitely some lingering emotions there. So it could be somebody you might have been involved with in the past, or it could be somebody that you're interested in. And I see heavy earth placement with this person. Excuse me, I have a pop-up. So with this envelope, it's almost like you deserve this. This is something that is preordained from the universe, because it's coming through from an angel giving you an envelope, giving you a message. So I feel almost like it's divine. It's something that, the timing was right, or it's divine timing. And when I look at this, first card is the horse coming in, right? And then the second card is the little kid on the same horse. So I feel almost as if this is a grand opportunity. You need to take it. Horses are wild. This one is not saddled. It has no saddle on it, so it hasn't been domesticated. So this is a situation that is new to you. It's very out of your element, which is strange. It's very new, and it could be something that is, that brings a little bit of trepidation, and it brings a little bit of fear associated with it. It's wild, it's something unruly, and it's something that's like, you don't know what the outcome is going to be. You don't know what where the destination will lead you. You don't know what's going to happen. But I feel as if you are protected, and this is how I normally read the cards, the interplay between the cards. You are surrounded by some beautiful things, stable energy. Whoever's coming in the upright position, this is basically somebody with strong intentions, clear intentions, and they're in it for the long haul. So they're very reliable, so you're definitely in good hands, okay? So that's the first thing. We have here the Strength card, and the Strength card, I usually think of this as taking a moment before you speak. Taking a moment before you respond, taking a moment before you decide, taking a moment before you make up your mind. But there's also this angelic presence, okay? She doesn't have wings, and she doesn't seem like an angel, but this is somebody who's very, very strong, who's not afraid to speak their mind. And I feel almost like, don't jump the gun, but at the same time, don't sit and ruminate for too long trying to make a decision, because what's in your future here? We have the Sun, which is prosperity, which is really strong happiness, and this sense of like childlike wonder, okay? So embarking on something that will bring you so much contentment, so much joy, and it's going to be phenomenal. So Sagittarius, if there is a message, if there is an invitation, if there is, make the most of it, and you just need to feel things out, but at the same time, don't sit and wait too long, okay? There's this element here about a lot of fear. Fearing that, I almost feel like fearing that somebody will, screw you over. fearing that somebody will behave dishonorably towards you, and especially fearing that the other person might have, multiple options on the table, like you're just one of the options. And I feel like that is not something that you need to fear for this week, because I feel like, the attention, the focus is definitely on you. And I feel like you're dealing with people who are very trustworthy, who are definitely able to say what they mean and mean what they say, okay? When I shuffle the cards, the first card that fell out is the Six of Pentacles. And what it's saying to me as well is, it's a reminder for you. And I feel like this is a spiritual message for many of you. Money comes and money goes. If you are experiencing a financial dip for this month, you're going to be able to manifest it and create more money, and more money will generate and more money will be coming in. I definitely feel as well there are gifts and financial gifts, like literally people giving you money, okay? So we have here Six of Pentacles. And this in itself is a card about charity. And I feel like, right under, above the Magician, you definitely can manifest the money. So if you had to buy some big ticket items, if you've had to make some big purchases, if you've even have to do some repair within the household, roofing, waterproofing, weatherproofing your home, or whatever the major expenditure was, and you're kind of in the red, or you're just like, how am I going to recoup that money? You're going to be able to generate more. And so don't fret over it. Things will balance themselves out. And I feel for many of you guys, Jupiter is finally in Sagittarius. So things are going to start to look up, okay? So don't worry too much about it. It's good to keep everything under control and to avoid emotional spending. But I feel like you're in a good space. You can take care of yourself. You can, meet those deadlines. You can pay those bills. And you will be able to recoup your losses, in the future, okay? And I definitely feel like there's a lot of success, a lot of just getting really positive energies coming through, like people appreciating the skills that you offer in the workplace. I see some people even getting a promotion. I see people getting bonuses too. And I also feel like, there's a progression when it comes to your income, okay? So don't worry about it if that's something you've been kind of nagging at you, because, I feel like it's, I feel like you guys might not be great, money managers. And especially you might not be great when it comes to staying in budget. But this too shall pass, and things will work themselves out, so don't worry. There is going to be, easing up of communication between you and another person, and I in particular see an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And I also see fire sign. There's a lot of fire in this spread, with the Strength card, which is the card of Leo, and with the Sun as well. So I feel like, Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. And I'm just drawn to the horse. So I feel like if in the past we have been a little bit clumsy or a little bit careless with our communication, there's an opportunity here to kind of smooth things out and be a little bit more censored with our communication. Not in a way where we are being false or not speaking our truth, but we know when to hold back, and we know that, sometimes everything that we think and everything that we feel doesn't need to be expressed verbally, okay? So that means if opinions are unsolicited, then it's best not to give our opinion. And it also means learning to be gentle with other people. So, for example, if somebody's having a bad day, and they just want to vent. I feel like you guys in the past, you might have not given them the opportunity to vent. You might have told them, you know, oh, you should do this, you should do that. But this is the week where I feel like you want to be able to kind of like be that shoulder for the other person to lean on, be the ears for the other person to vent to, and kind of allow yourself to be the person that soothes the other person if they are upset. I have an air sign, an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. And I feel like this is a person that is going through some major things, okay, in their lives. They're going through some major things, transitions, dealing with a lot of disappointment, dealing with a lot of like, they're feeling very stuck. And I feel like you're going to be able to soothe this person. You're going to be able to, you know, be kind of like that angelic presence in their lives, and to care for them. It's almost like your presence is going to be reassuring for them. And then I also feel like a lot of communication smoothing out between you and other people, especially Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and then fire sign, Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. There is going to be a communication coming through as well. And I have here the Page of Wands. Communication unwarranted, or something like news, inflammatory news that you're going to hear. And it's linked up here with the Two of Cups in the reverse. And I pulled out 3 cards to clarify this Two of Cups. And what I have here is a water sign, a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio. This is somebody you have turned your back on and moved away from. And there's some type of communication that is a little bit unwarranted, okay? Things are going really well for you guys. So I don't feel like the past is something that you're pining after, or I don't see you as being stuck in the past in this spread. I don't see you keeping your life on hold. I don't see you. I see just a lot of you, a lot of people moving on, enjoying their lives, and manifesting really positive things, and getting really positive reception and accolades in your work environment. So I feel like this is somebody who's on the margins of your life, and there's going to be communication. And I just feel like for some of you, it could be communication with an ex, for example, regarding your children. It could be, the vitality of your children. Are they sick? Are they getting the flu? Are they okay? Or, the ex might be traveling and they're like, oh, can you babysit the kids? Or I know I have the custody of the kids this week, but can we switch things up? So there's like, that type of an inconvenience. Not that your kids are an inconvenience, but, it's the ex that's always looking to switch things up. So I feel like there's that coming through, but it's a very short snippet, so I don't feel like, it's going to be any source of a major contention, okay? So whatever messages that are coming in, I feel like you should mull it over. Just think about it a little bit, and then draft a response. Draft it, let it sit, walk away from it, have a cup of tea, have some coffee, go back to it, after like 10, 15 minutes. And then maybe your perspective might change and you might word things differently, or you might say things differently, or you might even feel differently. So draft it, let it sit for 15 minutes, distract yourself with other things before you send it, okay? I feel like that's just probably the best policy, because you guys are a little bit trigger happy. It's great being a fire sign because we get things done. But at the same time, sometimes we are a little bit too hot-headed and a little bit too impulsive. So you want to convey what you want to convey exactly the way that it's intended. So make sure you take a step back and kind of like mull it over, okay? What I'm seeing is, that sense of pride. So I just feel like, that angel watching over the two little kids. It's almost like, I honestly feel, Sagittarius, if you are a mother or a father, um, your presence is very vital in your children's life, okay? So, like, what I mean by that too is your absence matters a lot to them. Your presence matters a lot to them. And that is true of all children and all parents. And so you kind of need to understand that if it's important, you want to be there for them. And then you also want to understand that, you can shape them, you can mold them. It's never too late. Even if they're like, in their 20s and in their 30s and they don't want to be at home and they, have their own lives. Your presence matters a lot to them. And I feel like we forget that sometimes. And then there's some of us that, we always see our children as little babies in that might not be self-sufficient. And so seeing the children or seeing your kids for who they are, for the age that they are, and then catering to that accordingly, I feel is very, very crucial for you guys. So I'm sensing, this is going to be a really beautiful week. And I feel like, there are snippets of like annoyances from out of the corners, and it's only this one corner. And I feel like it's not going to be dampening, the joy and the opportunities that are coming into the picture for you. Okay, so whatever is wild and unruly and that's coming into the picture, I feel like you should ride it. They're saying like ride it out. You're going to enjoy the ride. You're going to enjoy the voyage. You're going to enjoy the trip, and you're going to be protected. Sagittarius, going to be able to get this out for you guys early. I wish you the very best, okay? I know life has been kicking our butts, but you guys are kind of starting to emerge, coming up on top, and you already, okay? So take care of yourself, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.